Earlier this year, Manipur Assembly had passed a resolution abrogating the suspension of the operations pact with these two organizations. Let me straight away begin this interview by asking you, you met A.K. Mishra in Delhi last week. He's the interlocutor. How did the talks go?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Kartikeya. Just before we go on, I just like to make one technical matter correct. We are not insurgents. We are a group of people trying to defend ourselves from any kind of eventuality that threatens our lives, as is well known all around. So we'd rather call ourselves people um, out of necessity, fighting for our constitutional rights, but the weapons are there, not aimed at the security forces. It is to defend ourselves only against any kind of aggression that is, um, a reality. So sorry to just introduce you with that. And back to your question, yes. Um, Last week, from the 19th, 20th, and 21st, there was a meeting held in Delhi, chaired by Mr. A.K. Mishra, the advisor Northeast. And it was to do with extension of suspension of operations, which has been ongoing, a tripartite agreement, which is legal, binding to the center, the state, and the SoO groups. Now, from 2008, extensions have been held periodically, sometimes for a year, sometimes for 6 months. And the last extension was due on the 29th of February this year, 2024. However, as you just mentioned, the state government of Manipur had unilaterally abrogated SoO on grounds that the SoO groups had violated ground rules. And ground rules pertain to behavior on ground. There's nothing politically attached to the aspects of suspension of operations. Political dialogue is held in a different format, chaired by the advisor Northeast. And the extension matter, ground matters are dealt with by the Joint Secretary Northeast from the MHA. Now, since the state had declined to come for reasons that they have already expressed, the center had asked us to please wait until they prevail on the state government, because basically the philosophical, ideological basis, if you like, of SoO is to create an atmosphere conducive for people to talk in a decent manner. So this has been going on, and talks have been going on. But unfortunately, despite the fact that the Union Home Minister had called for peace before any kind of political settlement within the country, of course, that we complied, and the state refused to. And I wouldn't like to go into the details of those unless you want me to elaborate, but the state was under some compulsion within the valley of Manipur, where they were, in a sense, forced to sign against, the diktat of a group to abrogate. So violations are petty, sometimes serious, but they're always resolved because they're really nothing seriously against the aspect of peace for SoO.
What are the expectations of
The
your umbrella
expectation,
organization from the Home Minister? Because you use the word sue for peace.
yes. See, we wield arms for our protection. And we have never used our weapons against the Indian security forces because we're not secessionists, but for self-defense. Unfortunately, from the 3rd of May last year, we were aggressed upon, firstly, in Imphal, where we were most vulnerable amidst the population of 60% of the state, out of which I think 80% must be the valley people. And we were ethnically cleansed from Imphal starting 3rd of May and still ongoing. After Imphal, it was the foothills, the borders between the valley districts and the hill districts.